Ayo, ni Kwamboka kwenye mic. And I'm gonna rap for you, homies. Are you ready? Aya. Yo, check it out. I welcome everybody to the wildest party. Na kama huna ganji basi samahani. Karibu kwenye bar, kuna mamanzi. Na kama huna ganji basi, hey! Aya, that's all I know. I grew up in every part of the city. We were those family that would be moving all the damn time. Like literally, I think I have a PhD in folding things and moving to the next house like quick. So I pretty much lived most parts of the city. I've stayed in Eastlands, I've stayed in Ngong, I've stayed in Westi, I've stayed in Kilimani. But I pretty much grew up in Nairobi. I'm from Kisii. That's where my mom is from. And yeah, I grew up I went to school in Nairobi. I went to primary in Westlands Primary. I went to high school in Aga Khan. I went to uni in USIU. Yeah, I'm just your average Jane. Of course, a lot. Before I went to Big Brother, I was just that Chile from Kenya who had done Miss Tourism. Fun fact, yeah. I was Miss Tourism. I was a reporter at K24. Were like the first guys who started the station. And then, but that time I was just within the country. But after I did Big Brother, it opened my networks like exponentially. I could be here in Nairobi 1 minute and tomorrow I could decide, I'm going to, Uganda for a show that I've been called for emceeing, or I'm in Ghana for media tour, so it just opened up my eyes. It opened up doors, and the more you travel, the more you grow. I advise everybody to travel. So it kind of opened my eyes. I moved around. I stayed in Nigeria, I stayed in Ghana, I stayed in SA. But when my true passion was to be back here in Kenya. And so I came back home, and with the knowledge, with the experience. In fact, Industry Night is not a completely original idea. When I was in Nigeria, I used to attend Industry Night. And this was that platform where you could get to see Wizkid up close and personal when he releases his new song, and it's free. And I was like, why the hell don't we have something like this in Nairobi? And so I came back. And so, yeah, this is all because, if I hadn't gotten that, exposure, that, maybe Industry Night wouldn't be here. I've always wanted to see Kenyan music, Kenyan musicians, everybody who wants to be part of the Kenyan music industry get an opportunity to do their part. But you find that most of the frameworks are not there, especially in capacity building. Like, if you're an architect, there's a school you can go to learn to be an architect. There is people who can mentor you, can guide you. But when it comes to the music industry, it's like, unataka kufanya mziki uko peke yako. So there's a lot of people there's a lot of talent actually going down the drain. There's a lot of people complaining. There's a lot of too many cooks in the kitchen. I just decided, you know what, I'll do my part. We'll set up a platform where we can be able to help Kenyan artists, and we start with performances. We go to networking, which is when you come to an Industry Night event, you'll find a lot of people, especially if you're in the music industry, that you can network with. When we started Industry Night, funny enough, from the first event, we started getting messages, emails, Facebook requests from artists from all over the country. In fact, I remember one time there was an Industry Night we advertised, and it was, I think, Calligraph was performing, and artists came from Mombasa. They just got onto a bus and came to Nairobi and got to Galileo, and they were like, you know what, us guys, we're here to perform. And I was like, they don't even know Nairobi. Like, they literally asked directions. So we understood, okay, you know what, we're actually doing something, and it's not just touching Nairobi artists, it's touching across the country. So we need to go and show them some love as well via Industry Night. But most importantly, looking into the future, we're looking at opening centers, resource centers, as in a place where you can go as a musician. If you think you want to learn how to play an instrument, you can go there, especially the local instruments. For example, when we're in when we're in Meru, we found out they have the wandindi. So a place where they can go and learn how to play the wandindi, a place where they can go out and learn how to, perform. Like there's a rehearsal space, there's a studio in every single part of this country, and not just Nairobi. So as we've been going, we set up 5-week tour where we go to 5 different locations. We started in Machakos, then we went to Meru, This weekend we're in Nakuru. The next weekend we're in Kisumu, and after that we finish in Mombasa. This is the first tour we're doing as Industry Night, and there's gonna be another one in October. I like to laugh, so I spend a lot of time just chilling with my friends, just cracking jokes and laughing. But I also I like my space to be able to. I like to read. I like to write, and I like to travel. I think those are my pet peeves. I like to travel. I like to read. I like to write. I'm on Homeboy's Radio, which is my number one passion. Before Industry Night, there's radio. So that's like in about 50 minutes, I'm going to be on air on Homeboy's Radio. But it's something I always wanted to do, but I never got the opportunity. I literally auditioned everywhere, including here Nation FM, but they told me, don't call us, we'll call you. I was that terrible. But I got the opportunity at Homeboy's Radio. I went for an interview. They were interviewing me as a musician. And when I finished my interview, the boss called me into his office and was like, can you start at here? Would you like a job? And I was like, is that how it usually happens? I've been doing it the wrong way. And so I really sucked. The first 3 months I was completely terrible. But then it's been 3 years and I can't complain. So my own style just, basically is like, oh, okay, I need to leave the house. I need to cover my body. I finished. No, that's it. I don't really.
Or we are doing the Alicia Keys, no makeup, no nothing.
No, that's Alicia Keys is doing the Kwambokes. Like, yeah, I don't know why guys are celebrating Alicia for having no makeup. Like, nobody's celebrating me. I mean, there are many, from falling on stage, which for me, falling is natural. It's gravity's way of just saying, hi, I'm here. But I think the most epic was, I can't even say it on camera.
That's what we see.
Let's just say I had a wardrobe malfunction emceeing. And it was actually Industry Night. A lot of people don't know this, but the second anniversary for Industry Night, I was rocking this really banging outfit, and I was looking like whoa, yeah, And then when I'm about to do the last link after the last performer, and we're going to cut the cake, my pants split at the back. Yeah, and it's those ones for okay. Now what do I do? And then, I'm seated right in front of the stage and all eyes on you because it's your event. It's a big one. Everybody's trying to take pictures. There's media. There's everything. So what did I do? I was just like, what? F it. I just tied my jacket, which was a coat that I was wearing during the day, on my nini. And I just looked like a maniac. But my pants were completely ripped. In fact, I think I saw one picture online of me and the jacket. But nobody got to see the crack. Yeah. I'm always advising young people, especially when it comes to music. This particular one, I want to advise people who are just watching this and they're like, okay, she's doing that. That's not got nothing to do with me. It actually has everything to do with you. When I realized that, 100 years from now, none of us will be here. Completely none of us. Nobody will be here. But you know what? The generation 100 years from now will know about us. How they'll know how we used to live, how we used to dress? From music videos. They will know from the musicians who are carrying the message in the song. So if you can't support this thing that is the only thing, the evidence, because if it's the cars, the pictures, all that will fade away. But the music, 100 years from now will be there. When Calligraph says, Mbesha, yeah? Everywhere I go in Mbesha, 100 years from now, that will be carrying the message of what 2016 was like. So it's literally everybody's responsibility to take part. And the way you can take part is there's so many artists out there who just need support to just go to the studio, maze. Na umeka hapo na do, unaingia kwa bar, maze unabomwa 30,000 ati umekunywa sijui nini Glenfiddich 25 years old. Na kuna 25-year-old hapo anaweza penya. Yeah, so I think it's all our responsibility to take part and actually do something fantastic for the future, for us. In fact, do it for selfish reasons. Do it for you want the future to know about you. You know, I always wonder, like, now those people, are you a heterosexual? Are you a lesbian? Are you gay? See, it doesn't matter. I don't even care for the answer. Like, that is irrelevant issues. If anything, most people who are always asking about gay people or whatever, they always say that they never want to know what it is they do in their bedroom. Then why are you always asking? Why are you always asking? So just leave it. Exactly. Yeah. If you want to know anything about me, ask me about industry night. Ask me about, what I'm trying to do. Don't ask me who I'm sleeping with. You guys can even tell you things which can shock you. Yeah. What if I like dogs? In fact, the one you should be asking is that girl Nyeri. Is he having a relationship with that Kagoti he was found with? I've never heard anybody asking calligraph. Sasa we calligraph hivi. Venye kumeunga hivi maze. Unapenda madem. What's up, Nairobi? Make sure you catch all your news action on Nairobi News. And if you want to catch some more action, Snappy 7 every Sunday, that's where it's at. I'm Kwamboka. Yo.